For what purpose does the Junior Senator from Richmond City, Senator Morrissey, rise?
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, Senator.
Mr. President, I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, tomorrow, January 14th, will be the last day that you preside over this august body that I've had the privilege of serving in for the past 2 years. By my count, you've served somewhat close to 1,460 days, and I want to personally thank you for your service as Lieutenant Governor. Since assuming office in January of 2018, you have served this body and the Commonwealth of Virginia with distinction. You've done it with also outstanding temperament, great patience, and I thank you for that. There have been trials and tribulations, and through those trials and tribulations, you managed to conduct the role of your body and presiding over this body with tremendous grace. And I think all of us in the State Senate recognize that. But importantly, you also managed to balance your duties and your executive role with your family duties. Not a lot of people realize this, but every day during the Senate, many of us go next door to a hotel, or if we live close enough to our homes, you drove back and forth 2 hours, actually 4 hours every day to be with your two children and your wife, Karis and Cameron. And when you weren't doing state Senate business, you were taking them to flag football, lacrosse, swimming, soccer. And you managed to balance those roles in stellar fashion. Importantly, the role of Lieutenant Governor is to keep all the trains running on time and on track. And you did this. When I first got here, somebody said to me, and it may have been my colleague, Senator Lewis, he said, everything needs to be said, but not everybody needs to say it. And during some debates, everybody said it, and we ended up in a tie. And it was at that time that you broke the tie, and I think your legacy will be remembered for several of those important votes that you broke, including legalization of marijuana, Medicaid expansion, minimum wage expansion, creating the Virginia Redistricting Commission, and the red flag laws, all of those that eventually became law because of your deciding vote. So, again, thank you for allowing me to share these comments with you and with this body, and I think as the years go on, you will be recognized by both Republicans and Democrats, independents, libertarians, every party as an outstanding governor who served the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Senator. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Senator. Very gracious. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much, Senator, for very kind and generous remarks.
On a point of personal privilege.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, I wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for the service over the last 4 years. You've done an outstanding job presiding over the Senate. And I know that the last 4 years have not been a walk in the park for you. And obviously there's been some bumps. We all get them from time to time throughout our career, but you've handled it with dignity and grace. And I can't, thank you enough for that. And I want to wish you nothing but the best and the best of luck in the future. You've earned it.
Thank you very much, Senator. I appreciate you very much. Senator from James City County, Senator Norment.
Thank you, Mr. President. To rise on the point of personal privilege, consistent with what the senator just shared.
Senator has the floor.
I think that Senator Sasslaw captured it very succinctly, and I compliment him on that. But I just want you to know from a personal perspective that I have enjoyed the relationship that you and I have developed over the past 4 years, and even during those dark days where there were enormous pressures on you, that I admired your resilience I admired your receptiveness to my encouragement and the respect that we extended to you, and I wish you the absolute best going forward. And I am confident that all 40 senators are appreciative of your service, and we actually look forward with anticipation to what the next chapter in your life is going to review. So thank you.
Thank the senator very much. Thank you for your kind words. What purpose does the senator from Fairfax City, Senator Peterson, rise?
Thank you, Mr. President. Rise to speak on a point of personal privilege.
Senator, has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate. Mr. President, you might remember it was almost exactly a decade ago when I ran into you for the first time and asked you to participate as a young attorney in a conference I was having for young minority members in civic life, and particularly members of the bar. You were an assistant U.S. attorney, and you graciously attended that event in Richmond, and you've been there every time I've asked you to be. And you've been a constituent and a friend for a decade. I've admired the way you've handled this body, and I greatly appreciate it. And I just want to extend my congratulations and thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator. Appreciate you very much. What purpose does the senator from Northern Fairfax, Senator Howe, rise?
I rise on a point of personal privilege.
Senator, has the floor.
I also want to commend you for your service here. We have an unusual relationship because we look directly at each other almost through the whole session, and I've always just admired your goodwill and sensibility and wisdom in listening to our clerk. And I'm going to miss you. I'm sincerely going to miss you, and I want to thank you for all your service.
Thank you so much, Senator. I miss you as well. What purpose does the senator from Western Fairfax, Senator Marsden, rise?
Thank you, Mr. President. Rise for a point of personal privilege.
Senator, has the floor.
Mr. President, many people have been in your role over the hundreds of years of our Commonwealth. I don't think anybody's ever done the job better. Thank you.
Recognized. For what purpose does the junior senator from Chesterfield, Senator Chase, rise?
Good morning, Mr. President.
Good morning, Senator.
I would like to rise for a point of personal privilege.
Senator, has the floor.
I just wanted to personally thank you for your friendship, and I know we're on the other side of the aisle and everything, but you have been nothing but professional and handled yourself very well in spite of a lot of pressure. And I can't say it quite as articulately as a lot of my colleagues in here, but from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate what you've done in this body, so thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator. Appreciate you.
Good morning, Mr. President.
Morning, Senator.
Unfortunately, I'll be saying that for the last time today to you specifically, sir, but I rise for a point of personal privilege.
Senator, has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the body. I think I would start with this. You have always treated this job that you have had as President of the Senate seriously, but at the same time with good spirit and good humor. You have put up with the jokes that we have thrown at you. Most of them were not funny, but you laughed anyways. And I want to make sure that the record reflects today that I am here to tell you that you were a heck of a lot more funnier than the guy that came before you, okay? That guy was not as funny. Even though he sends me Valentine wishes, you always displayed good humor. You know, you have to leave today in your last session here in the Senate, but you leave as our friend. And I know that everyone sitting over here joins me in saying not only a job well done, but also if we can ever be of assistance, if we can ever be there for you, if you ever need us, as your friends, we will always be there for you. And you always have a very special place in our hearts and in our minds as we embark on the next chapter of your life. So thank you. I also want to say your wife is a wonderful dentist. Her office was right next to my law office in Fairfax, and it was always busy. But I wish you good luck, counselor. And if there's ever an opportunity, come work at the Stanley Law Group. We'd love to have you. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much, Senator. Appreciate you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Point of personal privilege, please.
Senator, has the floor.
Mr. President, I'm going to thank you for the way that you carry yourself as far as conducting this body. It's hard sometimes putting up with the other side, but I'm talking about this crazy side. So I just want to thank you because you held us together, held all of us together. So a job well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Senator. The purpose of Senator from Roanoke City, Senator Edwards, rise.
Mr. President, on a point of personal privilege.
Senator, has the floor.
Mr. President, I want to thank you for your 4 years as serving as the Lieutenant Governor and the President of the Senate. You conduct yourself extraordinarily well, with wisdom, with intelligence, with good humor, and I've enjoyed our friendship. I really appreciate the times you've come to Roanoke and visited my fair city and my community. And everybody respects you so very much, and your integrity is unyielding. And I just want to let you know how much I appreciate the friendship, and I hope we can become friends future and get to see each other in the future as often as possible. Come to the Big Lick anytime. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank the Senator. Take you up on that. I appreciate you very much. What purpose is Senator from Bedford? Senator Newman rise.
Mr. President, for a point of personal privilege.
Senator, it's the floor.
Mr. President, I too want to thank you for your service. I know the Senator from Portsmouth and I know that as President Pro Tem, you develop a unique relationship with the Lieutenant Governor, and there is collaboration, and you, sir, have performed that duty excellently, so thank you for that. The other is that technically, sir, I think you know, you've been extraordinary. There have been a couple that have been better than others, and you have been extraordinary, and also for calling balls and strikes. So I think that's the responsibility and the obligation to the chamber. Is ideologically we can disagree, and you will vote on breaking ties as you want, but when it comes to the rules, calling balls and strikes is, to me, the most probably important item. Mr. President, also, I know that Senator Colgan taught me a lot of things, and I love Senator Colgan, but the thing that I remember from him is he would talk to me about how he would be remembered. And he's remembered as a man who was of integrity, but also a kind person. And, Mr. President, I know my faith and your faith teach you that we are to love God and love people, and that means our communication with each other. And you have exemplified that. I think you love God and you love people, and just been great to work with you, sir. Thank you.
Very honored. Thank you so much, Senator. It's been an honor to work with you. What purpose is Senator from Arlington? Senator Favola rise.
On a point of personal privilege,
Senator,
Mr. President.
the floor.
Thank you. I, too, want to join the many voices who are thanking you for your service. I do want to say that one of the most important criteria in presiding over the Senate is to actually establish a sense of fairness, objectivity, and civil decorum. And you have handled yourself in a way where I think those principles have permeated the body, and I've learned a lot from you, and I thank you for your judicious behavior, your personality, and yes, your humor. You actually added some light moments when we needed them. So I wish you the very best, and Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senator. Very kind. Do any other senators wish to be recognized? What purpose is Senator from Hampton? Senator Locke rise.
Thank you, Mr. President. On a point of personal privilege.
Senator, is the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. I remember back in 2012, I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Democratic National Convention. And in the convention center, I met this young upstart who came up to me and said that he was going to throw his hat in the ring and run for Attorney General. And I think I may have said in what state. He said Virginia. I said, oh, really? That young man was you. And that was my first encounter with having met you. From that point on, I knew that you were a young person to be reckoned with, a young voice that we knew that I knew that I was going to hear a lot from. And it's been my delight to have gotten to know you, because you are certainly an individual, as many have said here this afternoon, a person of wisdom. Certainly an individual of extreme intelligence. But what has always struck me as you preside over this body is how you welcome guests to this body. And you always make people feel welcomed. as you, welcome people in the gallery. And they truly do feel you speak directly to the individual or you speak directly to that group, and truly make them feel as though this is, their capital, that they are participating in democracy when they are here. And you can feel that genuine welcome as you give it to them. And I've always felt that that was truly captivating as you, welcome them here. And I want to thank you for your professionalism. Although at times it's been very difficult, but you have, weathered through it. And the manner in which you have led this chamber. It's been extraordinary. And again, I want to thank you for it. And on behalf of the 40 of us who sit here, we want to present you with something. We want him to come down. And we're tag teaming here. So President? If you could step down here for a second.
Yes, absolutely.
Mr. President, before you step down here, I'd like to also rise to the point of personal privilege.
Yes, Madam President.
Because I'd like to share my experience with you as well. As you know, Senator Locke and I've been known as the Boxy twins, and oftentimes we travel together, and so I was with her when we were in Charlotte, North Carolina. But the thing that struck me most this morning was the fact that I got to know you so well before you got to be Lieutenant Governor. As a matter of fact, at times, I'm a little bit rambunctious, and when I'm in the newspaper, you would call me and tell me, okay, you did well this time, or you can pipe down a little bit this time. And I just want you to know that I appreciate your counsel, because even though I'm old enough to be your mother, you have also taught me some of the things that I needed to know about how to be a little bit more demure than my personality exhibits. And so, Mr. President, it has been a pleasure to be able to, like Senator Newman has said, to be able to be your backup when there were times when you needed to be off to do a few little personal things, because there's nothing you learn more about the colleagues in this chamber than being standing up there where you are. And so for that, Mr. President, I thank you for the opportunity, for the experience. I thank you for the relationship. I bid you Godspeed, and I know you are going to do well in the future. Just know that I love you, and if there's ever anything I can do for you, you know you can call on me. I have your phone number. If you don't call me, I will call you.
So, Mr. President, on behalf of the members of this chamber, we are proud to present you with this check for your charity of your choice for $4,100.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Thank you all so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And, Mr. President, we don't know what your next line of work is going to be, but we thought that you could always benefit from having something that's very familiar to you. And so with that, I'd like for you to open this gift.
Okay. Oh, wow. I can use this. Thank you so much. Awesome. Oh, that is so great.
So when Wingit Productions, otherwise known as the Senate Clerk's Office, faced the daunting task of moving to the Science Museum and working out all the bugs and all that we had there, we got out there, we thought we had covered everything. But there was one thing we had forgotten, but we easily took care of it. We didn't have a bell to open the vote. So on behalf of the Senate Clerk's Office, there's a long story to this. We would ring this bell, but unfortunately, Bill Schaar didn't show up with a tray of wine. So we're giving this to the Lieutenant Governor to remember an amazing session.
Yes.
And thank you for everything you've done. You've been wonderful to work with.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. My dad wants to thank you too, by the way. Sorry, no, do you want to go back up? Or do you want to talk First of all, I'd like to thank you all for this very generous set of gifts for the contribution to charity, which is greatly appreciated, for the wonderful mementos that I will keep with me for the rest of my life, and for all the memories that you all have created here. It's been an extraordinary journey over 4 years, and really, I believe that each one of you, your members of your staff, your families, have made this such an enriching time for me and for my family, and such a wonderful experience. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you have provided to us, your generosity of spirit, the time that you have invested in spending and getting to know us, for your work, your dedication, your commitment. It's been a source of inspiration for me and for so many other people. Also, I know that we've spent about an hour. You all have said such wonderful, generous, gracious, and positive things. And Senator Norment reminded me that pursuant to the rules of the Senate, we now have to give an hour for the opposite view. So if anybody wants to say something different than what's been said, we can have that time reserved. But I do want to sincerely say that I am grateful to each one of you individually as people first and foremost. That's what I got to experience most here, is that although you are each in your own right extraordinary public servants, 40 senators elected to represent extraordinary Virginians and to do the work of the Commonwealth, you're wonderful people. And I got to see that every single day. I got to see how dedicated you are to making the lives better of everyone that you come into contact with, that you elevate our Commonwealth, that no matter what the issue was or what a particular view might be or how intense a debate may get, at the end of the day, you reminded each other of your own humanity and you gave each other dignity. And I think that that's an example that not only is one that shines here in the Senate and in Virginia, but it's really a lesson to the nation. And I thank each one of you for being so consistent in doing that. I also want to thank Madam Clarke, who is, I called her very early on and told her that not only is it a privilege to get to work with her, but that I felt like she represented everything that's really good about this institution, about this body. And she welcomed me with open arms from day one, although I had not previously served here in the Senate. And she has an extraordinary way of making sure that we all come together around the common mission of the Senate of Virginia. And she also has an extraordinary team with her who have really become family to me. And I want to thank this amazing group of individuals who every single time that I've needed them, they have been there for me. They've always been generous in every conceivable way. And they truly have made it a joy to come to work every single day. And that family also extends beyond just this dais. And I want to thank all of the wonderful and extraordinary people who you don't get to see oftentimes on the television, who make this place what it is and who make it work. We have extraordinary people in our custodial department and who have kept us safe, frankly, through the midst of this pandemic. People who do our food service at Meriwether, our security team, the Capitol Police, who are just wonderful and extraordinary people who've gotten to know, our pages, their families, our staff who work with legislative services. There are so many unsung heroes who I hope today will get a chance to take a bow for who they are, for what they've done, and for all they contribute here to the Commonwealth of Virginia. And so it really has been the honor and the privilege and the joy of my life to get to serve with you as President of the Senate in this role, in this extraordinary and august body. I want to thank you all and wish you nothing but the best in your lives, in your careers, in your public service. And I want to express my gratitude because you make this place an extraordinary body to exemplify all the best values here in Virginia.
in our nation. And so, Senator Norment, I want to particularly thank you. We have developed a tremendous friendship and relationship. And although people may expect that that would not have been the case, it certainly has become from your time when I first started to now. And I thank you for exemplifying that, even though we're often on different sides of any particular issue. We're never on the different side when it comes to treating people well. And Senator Saslaw, you and Senator Norment have done an extraordinary job leading this body. You have served here and served with distinction for many years, and you love this place more than anybody that I know. And that love is shown in your dedication and commitment. And I really could say something about each one of the 40 senators. I don't want to take your time and trespass upon it to do that, but I could say equally generous things about every single one of you, because you truly are extraordinary people, and you are focused on making sure that everyone here in Virginia has a shot to rise to their God-given talents, to take care of their families, to really live the American dream, and you are to be commended for that work. So I know that this work will go on. I know that your love of Virginia will continue, and I know that Virginia is in very good hands because of each one of you, both on and off this camera. So thank you all so much. God bless you, and may God bless the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thank you all very much. Clerk will report any announcements on the desk. None. I call on Madam President, Senator from Portsmouth, Senator Lucas.
Mr. President, since this will be the last time that I get to say this to you, Mr. President, Mr. President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Thank the Senator. Question is, shall the Senate stand adjourned until 11 a.m. tomorrow? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The Senate stands adjourned until 11 a.m. tomorrow.